Good evening, everyone. Before I proceed with my discussion on cardiovascular imaging, let me first introduce myself since this is the first time that I will be handling your class. So, my name is Justin Lukia. I finished undergraduate with a degree in health sciences from Ateneo de Manila University. Then I proceeded to med school here in our very own institution. I underwent radiology residency at Northern Mindanao Medical Center. Then recently I passed the diplomate exam, and this year I was recently granted as a fellow in the Philippine College of Radiology. So I am a member of the following international radiology societies, and currently I'm affiliated with the following hospitals and diagnostic centers. So, so why did I present this slide? So if you've noticed, some of your lecturers would also like to show or display um, what they went through in training and how their affiliations with the different institutions. So I wanted to highlight this one, not to brag about it, but to tell you that you must be careful in scrutinizing the details of each person, or you have to know the true story behind it. For example, I became chief resident because among our batch, I was the only one that was qualified to be a chief resident because my batchmates, one was a lateral entry and the two others were foreigners, so no other choice. And then all my international memberships, you can have them just by simply joining and making an account, and it's free for all. So even at your level, you could join the societies. So some might be amazed or might look, um, you might look high or you might look at someone with of high stature, but in reality, it's not that amazing, no? So you have to dig deep in each person. So the picture in the background is actually of Sinulog a few years back when I was still in residency. So I just went over the weekend and came back on the Monday to come back on duty. So why am I teaching? Basically, um, I want to be a five-star physician. There are many definitions on what a five-star physician is. So these are the different criterias to become a five-star physician. And if you see, it's a recurring theme that you should be an educator, uh, researcher, or lifelong learner. So I wanted to be able to refresh my knowledge as well as inspire the next generation of medical students who may wish to pursue radiology. So the way I teach radiology is it's not purely black and white. I try to relate it with other things. If you're familiar with this logo, so it's similar to the one in Stranger Things, no? So I want to relate everyday things with radiology because radiology would be much boring for most of us. It's just black and white and several shades of gray. When that's why we need a lot of our imagination to be able to enjoy it and understand it. So let me, for expectations, this is something new for us now, this new normal. So I would expect you to finish the discussions, listen carefully, and at your level, I want you to know the basics, especially on how and when to request certain imaging modalities. So it's not important for me that you know all the disease entities because the scope of radiology is very broad. So it will take a lot to digest everything. That's why we'll focus on just the key topics which I will be discussing to you. So these key topics, I expect you to master them and learn from them because they will be of use to you even if you will not go into radiology. So I try to make the discussion more of clinical and more practical so that everyone will have a enjoyable experience, hopefully. So with that, let's proceed to our first topic, which is cardiovascular imaging.